or on YouTube in the future, this deck's win condition is Paradox Engine to untap things, and then eventually you use Otherworld Atlas to make players draw a bunch of cards while untapping a bunch of things, and then Voltaic Key untaps artifacts. Is there a way to loop here? What's the loop? This comes into play with X charge counters on it. You 5-0 with this deck, and you play it in a friendly league. Will you play it again in a competitive league? Nah, that's too much work. Elixir doesn't let you keep casting spells. Yeah, but how do you keep casting spells? You just keep drawing with Atlas? You draw 4 or 5 cards and then scoop 0 mana spells. There are literally a bunch of proliferate effects. Literally a bunch of proliferate. There's a deck list on your screen. If you're on mobile, type ! deck in chat to get a link. This hand's not good enough, right? It just doesn't really do anything. I'm by no means an expert with what we have going on here. I'm pretty sure that first hand was a mulligan. I'm gonna bottom this, just want another land here. Your move, Yugi boy. How many of these cards you gotta read? How many of these cards you gotta read before we can continue playing Magic? Couple, 2, 3. Gotta read some of these cards. What you thinking? Yep, that is exactly the win condition, Ryland. It depends on how interesting the deck is. If we just get our shit pushed in for 3 matches, we're probably not going to play all 5. But if they're kind of interesting and feels like we have close decisions, we'll keep playing. Yeah, the blue-red prison deck, that was the win condition in that. It's against the tournament rules. You can stream whatever you want on Twitch IRL. It's against the DCI rules. You can't use electronics during a competitive REL match that have an active connection to the internet. Why should I play the Opal and Chalice? Use your words. Tell me. Explain. Because, like, this here is a good reason to, like, wait on the Chalice, right? Why is it important to get those on the board? Like, I can't add counters to this if it doesn't already have counters on it. So I have to have exactly Surge Node. Okay. This works too. Okay. One, two, three, four. This matchup's probably pretty impossible, right? They're just like, this is like exactly the style of deck that Death Shadow aggro beats up on. It's horrible. I'm gonna, you can check concede entire match on game 1. We'll play at least the first 4. We'll play at least the first 4. I just want to be able to do our thing, chat. And they're gonna K-command you. Yeah, that sounds miserable. So this is exactly the type of deck that Death Shadow, like when decks like this were really popular, Death Shadow was very good in the format. But Humans has by and large pushed a lot of these kind of spell-based combo decks out of the format, which makes Death Shadow much worse. just one of the reasons why Shadow Aggro's dropped off. This hand seems fine, right? Do I play this out aggressively against a deck that I'm not sure if it has discard in it? Always. Okay. And then next turn, I can go move a charge counter, play Coretapper. This deck Wildfire is pretty quick, huh? I didn't move a charge counter. I'm dumb. I'm just gonna do this. This builds up mana really quickly. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. I guess even more than that, right? Because the Surge Node's gonna go over. Hey, Nummy Pooh Bear, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime subscription. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, we can totally Wildfire this turn, right? And I definitely want to just Wildfire this turn, right? You play some wild decks. What's going on, random guy? We can try and Gambit and fire. Can I Gambit and fire? Does this Coretapper let me Gambit and... I think the Coretapper lets me Gambit and fire, right? So I'm going to go... This puts 2 on here. Which puts this to 5. And then... Can I Wildfire in Gambit? So if I... This puts it to 5, and then I tap for 5, and then Tezzeret Gambit pushes both of these up, and then I can move a counter over to here, which will put this at 6, and then I can untap. Yeah, Coretapper's mana neutral, it's free. And it actually nets us mana because I have this Voltaic Key, right? So then I'm going to tap this and move a counter over to here. And then I can Tezzeret's Gambit, leaving me with 1 mana, pushing this to 7. And then I can Wildfire. Yeah, that's perfect, right? This deck, I'm glad we didn't just sit there. I'm glad we didn't just sit there and like be miserable against Death Shadow, because this deck is way cooler. Let's just do our thing. Oh, I just have a mana floating. Oh, this only costs 6. I don't know why I thought this cost 7. Welcome to Thunderdome, opponent. This is my Wildfire. It's amazing. This is my Wildfire. It's amazing. All right, what the fuck are we doing? We didn't even play a land that turn. Yep. All right, how do we sideboard and stuff? This is probably a Wurmcoil matchup, right? Probably a Wurmcoil matchup. It's probably a Nature's Claim matchup, right? Because we can claim our own stuff and we can kill their Eidolons. That was pretty excellent, to be fair. Blood Moon to shut off Revelry seems a little bit medium. I have no idea what we're supposed to board out. I feel like it's probably some of our clunkier engine pieces. Yeah, it's probably like these, right? We're just like a Wildfire Wurmcoil deck. Post board. We just like straight swap it. It's like a really clean straight swap. That seems fine. Wildfires and Wurmcoil's magic as Richard Garfield intended it to be played. Yeah, Ugin seems okay. Ugin seems like D+. Yeah, where is Zach? Zach, are you still here? We technically killed 2 land last game. I kind of want Ugin to kill them. It's fine. Let's do it. Let's do this again. I like that Eugene's a threat that we can get off of Stirrings. Yeah, 4 claims might be overkill. I could see that being true. This hand's pretty bad, right? Just doesn't do anything. Turn 1 Elixir might have been worth keeping. I don't know what we're doing, chat. Just gonna hope we turn 3 Wildfire someone again at some point. I'm gonna hold the Everflowing Chalice since it's my turn to play. I know less than you. That's true. That's true. I've won an entire game. Look, if I'm being honest, after I looked at the deck list initially, Ooh, that's a yummy piece of candy. Buckle up, we're all going on the same ride, right? Right? God bless us, everyone. Yep. So, we have a turn 4 Wildfire this game. Which is basically the real world equivalent of this deck. So we get to Gambit and proliferate up this Everflowing Chalice. Good chance we're dead before that's relevant, though. It's another Eidolon. Oh, I guess these Eidolons don't actually deal damage to us, right? Because this Tezzeret's Gambit technically costs... Tezzeret Gambit technically costs... 4... Alright, what are the odds they can't do 4 to us? 0? We need them to not do 4 to us with 3 cards. We got them so low, they were all the way down to 8. I think I agree with the assessment that this shouldn't be in and this should be in my deck. Honestly, the Wildfires might be okay too. Let's do that. This probably isn't good enough, right? I don't have another land, and I actually can't enable the Mox Opal because you can't have 2 Mox Opals out at once. I don't have anything to put charge counters onto. This is good. This is good. Seems pretty good. So I'm definitely casting this on 1. I'm just playing this out. Yeah, probably. And the next turn I can go Surge Node, buff the Everflowing Chalice, play Glimmervoid, play Coretapper. Is this turn 3, Ugin? Yeah, it totally is, right? Yeah, I'm only going to sack the Coretapper if they go to kill it. I have an idol on here. Is this turn 3? They can go add a counter, so I can add 3 counters here, which is 4. I don't have turn 3 Ugin, right? If we draw a land, this is 4, 5, 6, 7. I only have 6 mana right now. I have 7 yeah, I have 6 mana at the moment. Do you know what you can cast for 6 mana, chat? Does chat know what you can cast for 6 mana? Is that castable for 6 mana? How do we feel about that one? What do we think? Is that one good? We've got 6 mana. Whee! It is in fact a piece of candy. Whee! Welcome to Thunderdome, opponent. Enjoy your stay. If we draw a land now, we can play the Ugin because we have 7 mana currently. Why did we ever even play Tron, right? We're basically Tron. That's what I'm saying. Basically Tron. That's actually pretty okay. Do I think I start by attacking with the Wurmcoil, right? So we're gonna get Skullcracked here, which is fine. I think I'm just Nature's claiming my Worm next turn. So what am I doing here? I think I'm gonna go Tezzeret's Gambit off of Glimmervoid plus Everflowing Chalice. And then we'll probably Surge Node over to the Everflowing Chalice, and I'll probably claim... Like, I don't want to claim my Worm now because we're currently Skullcracked. No, I don't want to node first because I want to have more... I'm not going to pay health for this Tezzeret's game, but I'm going to pay blue mana, and I want to leave green mana up for this Nature's Claim. Yeah, I'm gonna pay full price for the Gambit so I don't take damage. Sweet, that was a good draw too. Because now we can Nature's Claim without taking a point. If they have another Skull Crack, we could maybe be in trouble, but I don't look at deck list mid-stream turn 2 Stormcrow. You can always, everything I've ever streamed is on my YouTube channel, so you can always look there. No, I'm gonna claim the Wurmcoil and eat their shit. I'm gonna claim the Wurmcoil and block both their creatures here. No, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, the tokens are great. We get to eat their stuff. They're gonna bolt the lifelink one here. My Death Touch will block here. We'll have Ugin next turn. We're gonna go to 9 off of this. Look, there's an Inventors Fair on top of our deck. This is working out well. They didn't have a bolt. They have a path. This bolt is so loose. They just missed 3 points of damage. I guess they got to eat the worm, but they just missed a bunch of damage there. Boop him right on the nose. Boop him. Just boop him. Boop him right on the nose. Boop. We got Surge Nodes and Everflowing Chalice. Chat ain't Black Lotus ain't got nothing on us. Black Lotus ain't got nothing on my Surge Nodes and my Everflowing Chalices. Trigger. Oh, yeah. Can you taste it? Can you taste my trigger? It's delicious. It's delicious and nutritious. Yeah, we could fair for Wurmcoil and cast it, right? That seems good. Then they're dead on board. Need some Mishra's Workshop, right? Welcome to Thunderdome, Burn player. Enjoy your stay. Pretty sure this is the better Tron deck, right? What is Bob? We cast turn 3 Wildfire in the first game of this match. This deck is quite fantastic, isn't it, chat? While we're waiting for the third match of this league to pop, I'd just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time streamer and content producer here on Twitch. I stream Magic 30+ hours a week. We play a ton of Modern, we play some Legacy, we play some Vintage. I also stream games like Hex and Hearthstone on occasion. If you're enjoying my stuff and can't catch all of it live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. All of my streams get archived there, and I break them up deck by deck so you can watch just the stuff that you care about. The best way you can support my content and help keep me here, keep me employed, is by subscribing to my channel. My subscribers are a big part of why I'm able to do this full time. You can also support my stuff by checking out some of my wonderful sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell some Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. And of course, myself and everyone would like to welcome you to Hoaglandia. Please talk to your friendly neighborhood moderator about receiving your complimentary timeout. Look at that. Look at that. I love when the shilling lines up perfectly with the match that we're rolling on into. So, oh no, you missed your spaces, Red Life. This is a mulligan, right? Just doesn't do anything. Like, you could maybe make an argument for this, but it's just got too much junk in the trunk and not enough ramp here. It seems okay. This is gonna be I'm gonna bottom this, I think. This is gonna be a Opal, Elixir, Darksteel turn 1, and then we'll probably Everflowing on 2, I think. This matchup's probably really good for us, right? Is this matchup good or is it great? It's one of the two, right? RAM check. 2.2 GBs of RAM. Should have restarted mid-spiel. Can you mill them? Yeah, our win condition doesn't actually mill. It actually makes players draw cards. So we're not milling them. We're gonna draw them out. Just wanted to say I had a blast watching you play Tin Fins last night on YouTube. Yeah, that deck was really sweet. The Tin Fin Steps deck was quite awesome. Quite awesome. Search node's pretty good. Do I just leave that on top since I kind of want to draw it? I think I just want to pass here. I mean, they haven't played any millstones yet, Marty. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave them the choice between the Gambit and the Ancient Stirrings with this Thoughtseize that they're going to cast next turn. Like, I know they have a Thoughtseize, and I know they're going to get their choice of things here anyway, so I might as well just, like, you know, take what you want. How much money to play this is the next open? I don't know. I really don't want to play a deck. I really don't want to go to an open playing a deck that I know that's going to get dumpstered. I have no idea if this deck is competitive or not just yet. Like, it might be fine, but I don't know. I'm not going to setting numbers like that immediately makes the internet start giving me money for things. And I'd much rather just wait. It is hard. It is hard. See, like, but the thing is, it's like I could probably get the internet to give me money to play a more reasonable deck too if this deck doesn't seem reasonable. It is a good. I'm not saying it's a bad problem. I'm just saying I want to pick the deck I put a price tag on carefully, because most of the decks that I pick are probably going to be things that people will send money to play. So this is a Pithing Needle, right? I'm going to do this in response. This is probably going to name Elixir, right? Inventors Fair. Okay. Fair. I guess we'll wait and see. They don't have any millstones yet. Not my deck list, didn't name it. Yeah, I'm going to play JAC in paper for the first time this weekend at a Team 5K in Chicago. So we'll see how that tournament goes and if it's something I would want to play in paper again here. Yeah, if they finish their digital client, Kunst, I'll probably stream it a little bit more. I like Epic stuff. Like their game's really enjoyable, but their client's still in beta and it's like half finished. I like that they can't Inventors Fair either. That's kind of sweet. I'm like, they have nothing going on right now. No, 5K is in the total prize pool is $5,000. I have no idea, Bob, because they're playing fast and loose. It's just like replacing the lantern they got rid of a second ago. Random Codex Shredder, sure. Put them on the draw artifact. That makes sense. That makes sense. I'm gonna concede now. They've got Shredder plus a thing assembled. We're pretty unlikely to win. Bring in these 4 cards. I think I'm actually gonna trim one of these because there's a chance my opponent pithing needles this. Really don't want to draw 2 of them. I was just about to ask that question. Is Wildfire even good? It might not be. Maybe these Blood Moons are fine. They cut off their Whirs nicely. I conceded to Lantern +1 lock piece when we were both top decking. Ugin seems kind of mediocre. Ugin seems kind of mediocre. Ugin makes them name more things. That makes sense. I probably don't mind trimming like one of each of these, right? Because of their pithing needles. Maybe trim a Coretapper too for that same reason. I'm going to bring in 2 Blood Moons. Let's do this. I think it is incorrect for barbershops to ever board out all of their ensnaring bridges since they have access to War now. I think they should always leave some of them in, most likely. I'm going to keep this hand because it has 2 Ancient Stirrings against the deck full of discard spells. Yeah, barber shops, because their deck takes a little bit off the top, just like the barber does. I'm actually going to hold this Ancient Stirrings. Been testing out a refined version of Narsec combo, and I turn one 25% of the time. Would be more if I didn't die to spoils so often. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and stir here and see what we find. Surge Node is perfect, right? Just gonna take Surge Node, play it, and play the Cornucopia out this turn. Then next turn we can go Surge onto the Cornucopia plus Slam Blood Moon. What you got? What you got? What you got? What you got? This is going to name Surge Node for sure. See if they have a discard spell or not. Deal. Just gonna take the Atlas, I think. We're 1-1 in this league. We're down a game in the current match. My concession threshold for playing against Lantern is pretty high. Once they get close to locking the game up, it becomes pretty miserable to play, so I don't play. It's actually one of the reasons I really like the Jeskai Ascendancy combo deck, because it's very good against Lantern, because it just draws so many cards. It can kill them through an Ensnaring Bridge on the back of Flesh Blood. It's barber shops. You're trying really hard to make that name stick, Justin. That's really unfortunate for us. Because I haven't figured out how to disable it altogether. The record command is so constantly wrong. It's annoying to watch it spam being wrong in chat. Oh, I guess the Blood Moon takes them off of that, right? Blood Moon means they actually can't cast that? That's decent. Welcome to Thunderdome, bitch. Some nice mountains you got there. Hate everything about everything. Zach let us all down when he did introduce it as barbershop, right? Oh, my Moto needs a RAM reset here anyways. Let's get a reboot here. You've been playing Modern all day. Been playing Modern for the last 6.5 hours. It doesn't hide the cards in the hand at all. It blocks the text box, which is irrelevant because Magic Online doesn't show you the full text box of the cards in my hand anyways, because the pictures on the screen are so small. I am running Magic Online on Linux. Where is that wallpaper from? It is from wallpaperswide.com. Wallpaperswide.com. Linux is a Unix-based operating system. Does that count as conceding to Blood Moon for bingo? It does not. It does not. You did miss Black Green Midrange. We started with that. Should add this a command here. All right. This hand really doesn't do much, right? No ramp or anything like that. Sounds pretty good. Needs a land, but... Is it greedy? No, they killed the Blood Moon, so I conceded because they were going to kill our other thing, and then we had nothing going on, and they had a bunch of things set up. Am I allowed to... I'm on the draw, right? Am I allowed to keep this? God, it's so fucking greedy to keep this, right? I have the Coretapper. I'm gonna keep this. Let's go full YOLO here. I got you, Saw 3. How would you compare Bodhi to something like Manjaro or Arc Linux? Bodhi Linux is an Ubuntu LTS-based distribution that uses an Enlightenment-based desktop. So the thing that separates it from other Ubuntu derivatives is the desktop that it uses. Is it turn 3 Wildfire? Maybe. I played both of these out because they could go Second Temple Thought-Knot next turn, and I don't want to lose this card. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. Land would be the nut here. Alright, so we're going to put a thing onto here. We dodge Thought-Knot for now. I'm going to go ahead and use Ancient Stirrings to find a land and play Voltaic Key. Well then. I just take Atlas, right? It's like I already have the Paradox Engine. The long pause while we read Otherworld Atlas. So next turn I can go... move a counter over, cast Voltaic Key, untap it, cast Coretapper. Twice as lucky is good. Oh, stamp it. That's good. Not a bad idea. Our hand in this board is nothing but modern staples. In fact, the long pause here has nothing to do with the fact that my opponent has no idea what's going on. Come on, just take the Wildfire. It's the card that kills you. The rest of these cards kind of kill you, but whoa, you didn't take... They must have another Thought-Knot here, right? That's what this has to mean, right? It has to mean another Thought-Knot. I'm gonna play the Coretapper in a second. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. Slow and steady. No, I think they just have another Thought-Knot Seer here. Yeah, Steam Flogger, in fact, Tin Depths is already back in the queue. So if you wanted to bump it, you're welcome to bump it, obviously. But it is already back in the queue. We had people place it back in and bump it a little bit last night. If this is just a smasher... Alright, so... Do I just chump the TKS here and then take 8 down to 9 and then I have 2 turns? I think I just chump and then put 2 counters on the Cornucopia, right? And then I Wildfire next turn and clean the board up. Yeah, I think I block plus sack here. Maybe. Like I have a couple of turns. Like I'm gonna have a lot of mana soon. I have a lot of mana very soon. Well, that's true. They do get a mana reshaper trigger. Forgot about that. I actually play Otherworld Atlas this turn too, right? Yeah, I can play Otherworld Atlas this turn as well. Get to play this land after this Wildfire. And then next turn we get to start putting charge counters on the Otherworld Atlas with the Node Surge. I don't have a Paradox engine. Get out of here, Justin. There's no engine. They took it with Thoughtnuts here. Ignore me, I got excited. Yeah, it's bad to dust classic legendaries in general, because if you plan to fill out your collection, because they don't rotate. So even though they might not be playable now, they could reasonably be playable later. We have to do stuff this next turn or we're gonna die. Fuck. I mean, we've kind of gone off. I just Gambit here, right? And I want to put a counter over onto this first. Although I guess I want to just... I'm going to start by putting a counter on here. Do I want to put a counter on Atlas? I kind of want to max the amount of mana I have this turn, right? Because I want to be able to cast the 5 mana thing, the Paradox Engine, if I draw it. Yeah, I guess this is going to ramp me anyways. I just want to draw more cards. Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, Elixir does let us live for a turn, doesn't it? My opponent asked me what this was, and I said I get paid to do terrible things. Paradox Engine has to let us go here, right? So I untap this. I believe this is where the clicking commences, right? This is where the clicking commences. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. All right, this is what the deck's supposed to do. For those of you at home that have been like, what in the f is this deck supposed to be doing? This is what this deck is supposed to be doing. All right, so I'm gonna put this Otherworld Atlas into play here too. Oh, and this is gonna trigger. I forgot this was gonna trigger, right? It's just, it's all aboard the choo-choo train. Let's go. Yeah, they're very dead at this point. All right, I'm going to proliferate up onto their Chalice of the Void here. My opponent was very nice and asked if they were dead, and I said, yes, I'm going to deck you with Paradox Engine. And then they were very gracious and conceded. All right, God bless you. God bless you. This is the win condition. This right here. We deck them with this. We make sure we don't mill out with this. Best check. Am I dead? That's why formats like Modern and Legacy are sweet, right? You're like, am I dead here? Am I supposed to concede? I'm not sure. I could see Blood Moon and Wurmcoil both being okay here. What do you think of either of these cards? I'm not really sure I want to disrupt our primary game plan to board either of those cards in. What do we think? I feel like Wildfire is just like our best 6-drop for this matchup. It kills -1 combo pieces and a Stirrings for Moons. I guess that makes sense. I don't know. Cutting Demonic Tutor seems really fucking loose. I don't mind trimming combo pieces, but like cutting Demonic Tutor seems exceedingly loose. Very happy with my timeout experience. Would recommend. I'm gonna leave my Demonic Tutors in and just board in 2 Blood Moons. No, I think Wildfire is great here. I think Wildfire is great. I don't think we really want to trim Elixir without bringing in something like Wurmcoil Engine. Because, like, if we Thought Knot Seer and Elixir, we could die. I believe so. The only thing being timed out should prevent you from doing is chatting. Why should we... What are we cutting for Wurmcoil? The problem isn't having cards to bring in, it's what do we cut? That's the question. What are we trimming and why are we trimming it? I agree that Wurmcoil is, like, by and large fine here. This hand's pretty good with any of our few things that make things. If that makes sense. I mean, we have Tezzeret's Gambit. We won't get trend. Sure. We're gonna proliferate the shit out of that card. Ye of little faith. Ye of little faith. We do actually need a mana thing still, right? God bless you, opponent. You're the Tron deck that casts Reality Smasher with 7 mana, not a card that I can't beat. That's unfortunate. I think we're gonna die because I didn't hit an artifact thing soon enough. I'm gonna concede doing Ulamog here. I have no idea what that card does. Turn 2 Stormcrow. Actual no idea. Dead in 3 currently. Crank Chalice to 7 to counter their cards, right? Alright, now it's a little too slow, believe it or not. I'm gonna do that. What do we got? What do we got? I have no idea. Believe it or not, I am by no means a Dice Factory expert. No, I really can't. You put a bunch of things into play and then you make a combo. Make a bunch of mana and combo. This seems this is keepable. We have Surge Node on 1, and then we have Surge Node onto Cornucopia Stirrings on 2. And then maybe that can set up a turn 3 Blood Moon. Do they sell Chromebooks to developers? Do they so is everyone that uses an Android cell phone a developer? Is that the stance you're taking on Linux is only useful for developers? Is that where we're gonna go with that? Every mom and pop and grandpa that has a Chromebook is a developer, and they're using Linux because they're a developer. Seems like a shit stance to take, because that's just like objectively not true, right? We'll proliferate up on that in a second. You just gotta look at the deck list, Burgle. It kills with Paradox Engine and Otherworld Atlas. It's kind of weird. You can Surge Node them if it doesn't have a counter. I think I need to take the land so I can Blood Moon them next turn. Watch them have like the turn 2 Thought Knot Seer. Yeah, the wildfires are there because they just clean the board up and set your opponent back, and like the symmetrical of killing lands isn't good against you because your artifacts make mana. We actually had turn 3 Wildfire earlier this league, which was sweet. No, our Chromebooks run Chrome OS, which is a rebranded Arc Linux with a stripped down package set. I actually used a Chromebook as a development system for part of my graduate degree because I couldn't afford a better computer at the time. All right, well they have their colorless mana, but we put them pretty far behind here. We need some find the right cards, but we have this Tezzeret's Gambit to get going too, so that's nice. Is this a Chalice for 1? Sure. So I'm definitely putting this on here. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to make... Now, making green mana doesn't even matter here. No, it does because I can proliferate this up to 2. This way, if I draw Ancient Stirrings, I can cast it. Actually, do I want to pump that up just yet? I probably don't, right? Because I don't want them to be able to cast Map. Yeah, we're going to play Jeskai Ascendancy after this league. I can't cast this because they have this. Pass. What are good developer laptops? Most things, just look for the specs that you want. These days, find the i7 and 32 gigs of RAM or 16 gigs of RAM. You can't draw on Magic Online. That's a good pickup. I'm gonna make green again here. So we're gonna proliferate that up to 2 so I can cast my spells. Nope, it doesn't. Look, chat, the people that are confused by the ad banner blocking the text box on the cards, I am just preparing you. I am just preparing you for Magic Arena. Magic Arena doesn't have text boxes at all in the cards, and even MTGO doesn't even have the full text box on most of these cards. So I'm just bringing you into the future, chat. I'm helping you be the best that you can be. Helping you be the best that you be. Why not play the engine before the Gambit? Oh, we can play engine here, can't we? Huh. I forgot that we had enough mana to play the engine. What I want to take here is just an Everflowing Chalice. Yeah, I can still play the engine this turn. How do I go off? I have a Blood Moon out, so Inventors Fair doesn't work. No, that doesn't work. There's a Blood Moon in play. Yeah, I'm planning to play a 5K in Chicago, actually. Yeah, we're definitely putting the Paradox Engine into play because we don't want to get it Thought-Knot Seared, but we don't really have anything going on, right? Like, all my hand does is make mana. I can put a backup Blood Moon into play, but like, generally speaking, if the opponent's deck can kill one Blood Moon, it's going to be able to kill a second as well. Oh! I guess, should I just tick their chalices up? Should I do that? I should just do that, right? I should just tick the shit out of their chalices? That's funny. This deck's fucking great. So this, the way multi-kicker works, I'm actually not going to be able to cast it through the chalice on one. I just want to put their other chalice to I just want to put their other chalice to whatever. I want to leave some counters on my surge node here. No, I can surge node this again later when I draw my Atlas. Yeah, I can surge node again later when I draw my Atlas. So go. Nice Chalice of the Void. Sweet card. No, you cannot proliferate something with 0 counters. Yeah, Atlas, and we should combo them. No, Mana Burn doesn't exist anymore. Hasn't for a very long time. Looking for Tezzeret Gambits, Ancient Stirring, stuff like that. Hey, look, that's another Surge node. Am I going to start ticking this up? I think I'm just passing. No, I want to keep them off of Thought-Knot Seer, I think. What's better? I guess Thought-Knot Seer is a pretty slow clock and Smasher's a fast clock. Do I just put their thing to 5? That burns all of my Surge node counters, chat. Like that's 5 Surge node counters, and I have to cast a bunch of spells out of my hand. Yeah, it kills. That's a good point. Wildfire kills Thought-Knot Seer, but not Chalice of the Void, or but not Smasher. So just looking for any payoff now at this point. No, that doesn't work. Yeah, we're getting Thought-Knotted, but that's to be expected, I think. How do you know if you're winning with this deck? No. So the way Magic works and triggered abilities like Chalice of the Void work is every time you cast a spell, the Magic rules say, hey, does this trigger Chalice of the Void when the spell's put on the stack? So when they put Reality Smasher on the stack, the Magic rules say, hey, does this trigger Chalice of the Void? And they say no, so Chalice of the Void doesn't trigger. That's actually a really good point, Burgle. Why the fuck aren't there ensnaring bridges in this deck? Burgle's so smart and thin. Why the fuck aren't there ensnaring bridges in this deck? Kinda. I mean, like, it'd be really good against these big poopers. It'd be pretty good against these big poopers. Can I get an Atlas? Glimmervoid. Okie-doke. Do I want to just put this up to 1? Nah, I don't want to turn off my stirrings. Just go. No, I want to hold these spells in that are in my hand, chat, until I have the draw card, the Atlas, out, so that way I can trigger Paradox Engine with these, ideally. What a fucking dagger. What a fucking dagger. What a giant dagger. All right, let's try it. Let's play the last one because we conceded the first match to Grixis Shadow without playing it. Should put their chalice on too. Mistakes were made. No, that's not how magic works. All right, we're not going to focus on the people that don't pay attention. We're just going to time them out. It's much easier. Much easier that way. All right. Sand doesn't do anything. Sand's fine. Not super exciting, but fine. Just got Cornucopia and a Coretapper to get it going. I think this deck does neat things. I don't think this deck seems particularly competitive. No, it mills them out all at once. When you draw out, you're generally going to draw them out all together. We conceded because my opponent played a Sorcerer's Spyglass that I had no way to remove. Yeah, we're going to play Ascendancy combo after this. That's true. You can beat humans because they'll have no idea what to name with Meddling Mage. Why do we need a Walking Ballista? What problem do we have that Walking Ballista is solving? No, I'm not playing Mentor. I tried the Mentor Young Pyromancer Planet. It wasn't particularly good, Paradise Cell. Tried that a long time ago. That article is old. I mean, it doesn't really solve that problem, chat. The reason why this deck works with Atlas is because Atlas keeps drawing you cards to let you continue going off and triggering the Paradox Engine, whereas Walking Ballista doesn't do that, so you're gonna have a very finite amount of mana with Walking Ballista, and you need a lot of fucking mana to kill with Walking Ballista. Like, the only reason this deck can generate so much mana is because it's drawing more cards with Atlas. So the problem that I ran into with Mentors and Young Pyromancers and stuff like that, Sal, is that the decks that you want those effects against have lots of removal, and they're leaving that removal in to kill your mana creatures anyways. So it's a sideboard plan that loses to the same cards as your main deck plan, which makes it a bad sideboard plan. So when you're pivoting like that, you want to have a different plan. Alright, so this is 3. I get to untap this. We could proliferate their vials till they're useless. You're not wrong. This is a 4x multi-kicker. I haven't played decks like this, play very specific subsets of cards, and I have not played this deck at all, and I'm assuming most people in chat haven't played this deck enough at all to have educated, reasonable, informed opinions on what you should or shouldn't be playing. I think this game's probably a good example and like a point in favor of like Ensnaring Bridge being an okay card, at least out of the sideboard, because I feel like there's going to be games like this against these decks that are attacking with creatures where we're able to spew our hand out, and an Ensnaring Bridge would just lock things up. That's definitely true, Mephisto. Chat probably doesn't know what the cards do. Not even considering what better replacements are, right? Hey, look, is that a good one? That one's okay. That is a good reminder, Terminator. Thank you for that. do still have this Aether Vial. I do still have this Aether Vial. This is a snake. Snake gonna give it to you. He's Wildfire your opponent's $150. Could you imagine if there had been a Cavern of Souls in there? Tezzeret's Gambit, please. Alright. Can be a lot of things. I think Lux Cannon would be a powerful card. I don't know what that card does offhand. That, like, vindicates or something like that, right? So I can crack this and go get my thing that lets us start drawing cards. Yeah, we just get an Atlas, right? This way we can just get our engine. I love the read Otherworld Atlas pause. It's like, how you doing? How you doing, buddy? All right, so we're like a Paradox engine away from winning this game. That's another thing too about decks like this, like the fact that Affinity is a deck in Modern tends to make decks like this pretty significantly worse. Love your content. YouTube videos are the reason I made a Twitch account. Dips and Quackers, thanks for the 3-month free subscription. I'm glad you're enjoying the YouTube stuff. Thanks for the support. I think I'm actually gonna wait a turn now. That's a lie. That's a lie. Let's draw 2. Yeah, it just depends on how much certain people hate losing to certain things. Key is great. All right, so I'm going to key. I'm going to untap this Atlas, and then next turn, hopefully, we'll go for it. No, I've got 2 Nobles in JAC currently. Yeah, so I'm going to get to... I'm going to put charge counters on both of these, and then we'll start going next turn, hopefully. Thank you for the bits, Tiny Angry Demon. They found a land. How lucky. How lucky. Now, I really didn't want to give them that many more cards, I don't think. Batterskull is interesting, because it's a card that, like, fits into the combo, but, like, also does other stuff. That's a GG. It's a GG's. 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 GG's, opponent. GG's. Welcome to Le Thunderdomes. Welcome to Le Thunderdomes. Piece of candy, chat. Found a piece of candy. Yummy candy. This deck is called Dice Factory. That is correct. Trigger. many charge cards do I want to get in these? Let's just start drawing cards. Let's just start drawing cards, and I draw a card, and you draw a card, and everybody draws some cards. Alright, tap this, untap that. We're gonna Wildfire them at some point here. Enjoy the ride, opponent. Enjoy the ride. Symbolic of why humans should be careful of AI development. They can never beat the machine. Trigger. Just the rest is elementary from here for people that are at home wondering what we're doing. We just have to click through this. So we're gonna keep putting charge counters on these otherworldly atlases and drawing cards and casting spells, and then we use our Elixir of Immortality to make sure that we don't deck out while we're doing all of this. There's no rhyme or reason. For people that are wondering, like, is there an optimal way to get counters on these things? I have no idea. We're just gonna sit here and diddle them back and forth. All right, so this is definitely an Anger of the Gods matchup, right? It's probably an Ugin matchup too. Wildfire is like obs insane. I think we're supposed to trim combo pieces here because they're likely to Meddling Mage them. We're supposed to trim some of those. I was just clicking till we win. At some point they'll concede. I think I trim a Tezzeret's Gambit here. I think I trim a Voltaic Key. Maybe a Coretapper. Actually, how about if we just trim a bunch of Coretappers? At least one because of the Reflector Mage. I diddle you to death. This deck's kind of funny. I definitely would believe that like decks for Wildfire is good. Nah, they'll probably have Reflector post board. You should never assume your opponents are going to board optimally. You'll just skip it every time. Can't keep this. It's so good with any land, any red land, stirrings, an artifact. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. It's a little brutal. I think if we draw a land, I'm just going to play the Otherworld Atlas here. Now we're definitely going to play Otherworld Atlas if we had a land. I guess they could have Thalia or Meddling Mage. If they have Meddling Mage here, we might be up a creek without a paddle. Might be up a creek without a paddle if they have Meddling Mage. I really want a Cornucopia or a thing. Just taking Cornucopia here, right? Not close. I'm not playing out the Cornucopia because there's a Thalia. I can't play it out. Yeah, I think the fact that I missed lands means the Thalia is probably going to be a little bit too good. Or I would have needed to, like, if I needed to, like, draw the Cornucopia, like, that turn. It's like I'd sail Freeboot here. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Yeah, you deck your opponent with Otherworld Atlas. This costs a mana 2. Fucking chat, man. Fucking Twitch chat. It was a weird match. I should have brought in a way to beat a needle. There's a deck list on your screen. You can type !deck to get a link to a deck list if you're on mobile. So I just play Otherworld Atlas this turn? I think I do, right? Yeah, I think I do. I can just put this into play before they can Meddling Mage me. I can go, like, tap this, and then next turn, like, Surge Node onto this, and then draw 2. And this is going to be 5 plus 7. Okay, we actually get one more turn here, right? Are they thinking about killing this instead? They might kill this, I suppose. It's interesting. Because killing this keeps us from wildfiring them, and, like, drawing a wildfire is, like, lights out, right? Hey, Terranar, thank you very much for the brand new Twitch Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks for helping me do what I do here. So we'll be dead to a Mantis Rider next turn. Or a Thalia's Lieutenant. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up being a little bit too slow here. Pretty good chance we're dead. Yeah, Thalia easily won them the game. I mean, it was a mix of their disruption, right? Like their cards just do what they do, which is they all work together. And they were on the play too, so like, well, we're on the play, we'll have a little bit better shot here. The deck doesn't work without this card. The deck doesn't work without this card. If I don't respond to a message within 24 hours, you should send the message again, assuming that I missed it. Occasionally I do miss them. I often do a lot of things, and sometimes I click into my notifications and miss one and then click out of it. See, it just doesn't do anything, right? Like, even if we found one of those, we wouldn't be able to do anything with it. It's nice that you're doing Hex stuff again. I thought you were gone for good, lost my sub progress because of that. It was a while. Yep, you're right. Okay. Definitely. It's tough to remember usernames sometimes, but yours definitely looked familiar. Yeah, Hex has made a lot of good changes for their constructed stuff. Looking forward to dip into some Immortal. Gabriel Paynes, thanks for the 4-month resubscription. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Well, I mean, as far as 5-card hands go, we just need we need a ramp thing, basically. So that way we can ramp up into this Wildfire. All right, I'm just taking this Everflowing Chalice. Surge Node over. I don't know. It's tough. There's always, I can't multi-kick it. This isn't active. I did not have 3 artifacts to activate the Mox Opal. There are so many people that make so much standard content, and there aren't that many people that focus on just Modern and Legacy, that I really feel like there's just like the market's so saturated in standard content, and like I really enjoy playing Modern and Legacy. Didn't want to commit to Wurmcoil / Karns. I don't know how cheap Batterskull is. You just want some other colorless card that can kill them. You want a card that you can find with Ancient Stirrings that will end the game. That's actually a pretty good draw here. No, I think Wildfire is just a good name here. Wildfire is just the card that kills them, and naming the card that you kills them is just good. Yeah, that's true too. There's a lot of people that when they do focus on non-rotating formats, they only play the same decks consistently. They named Wildfire with the Mage. I think Modern's been Magic's best format for a while now. Thanks for the bit, Saw 3. It'll be interesting to see if they go after my mana here or not. Yeah. No, they saw Anger. They had Sin Collector and took an Anger last game. I like Standard in Cons block. I like Standard during Cons block. So we'll crack this Inventors Fair and go get another Atlas probably. Yeah, that's true. Cons did involve the return to Innistrad, right? Shadows over Innistrad, whatever it is. And this is probably going to name Anger of the Gods. Yeah. And get beat down pretty quick here. So Mantis Rider to just kill us very quickly. Humans is the best deck in the format. It's very good against spell-based combo decks like this one. I don't even know what we're getting here. Let's take a peek. Just Atlas, right? And then we're going to die next turn. We're taking 7 and then we're taking 9 next turn. It's going to be true standard starting this weekend. Actually, I'm really looking forward to Magic Arena getting standard, because the number of people that I've heard say they like playing Arena because it's different from standard is just like staggering. So like when it's actually just standard, yeah, bridge would be great here too. I think there definitely should be a bridge in the 75, maybe probably even just multiple of them. You can't get Ugin. Ugin's not an artifact. Yeah, it's gonna have best of 3. All right, so even if I do this, this still keeps me alive, which is nice. I think we're still drawing dead at this point. Oh, would Key give me enough mana? Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's an interesting choice. No, I think I just want to get the Elixir to buy a turn here. Like, gives me enough time to, like, power ramp up, basically. I forgot we had Ugins in our deck. It's definitely a good draw. We have 8 mana currently. The Key gives us even more than that. We're dead to another Mantis Rider, right? So it would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're exactly dead to another Mantis Rider. But I think it's worth that risk. So we've got 2 Ugins in our deck. Hey, Giles, hope you had a good stream. Got some people poked over for you. So we're going to 3 here. We're also dead to just the classic BM kite sail freebooter, but while I'm tapped out. Oh, Moto, never change. Never change. Thoughts on this? Thoughts on this? Every time I see a deck like this, the first thing that pops into my mind is that there are so many Mox Opal decks in Modern that, as far as like being truly competitive goes, I feel like just there's enough artifact hate in the format that you're gonna hit consistently, that you're gonna be very sad about this deck. You're gonna be very sad about this deck. What else? What else is there to mention? I could have also. We also could have the fact that there's no ensnaring bridge in the deck seems kind of silly. No way to like consistently. Someone else mentioned like, is this supposed to be a War of Invention deck? I don't know. Maybe like the mana base would have to be changed pretty significantly to play War of Invention. I'm not sure War of Invention is better than the Wildfire. The Wildfires were actually pretty good. Modern's a pretty big format about playing to the board. Yeah, I think this deck's really neat, but like there's so many pieces going on and there's so many axes that you can attack a deck like this from. I'd be pretty surprised that if it's like actually competitive in Modern in the long term. I never say yes or no to a deck without seeing a deck list, so I would say ship me a deck list and I'd consider it.